Our guest, Anne-Marie Burkle, and we're going to take a break and come back and chat with Anne-Marie. By the way, Dan Maffei's idol, the guy that he looks up to, Charlie Rangel, is in a great deal of trouble. Charlie Rangel sent a lot of money out to a lot of Democrats, and the Democrats sent the money back. Well, not all of them. We'll talk about that, too, when we come back on the new 105.9 FM, the Big Talker.
Want a safer, more comfortable, and energy-efficient home? You may qualify for 0% financing for up to 10 years towards improvements which can make your dream a reality. Tag Mechanical, a participating contractor in the Home Performance with Energy Star program, can conduct a comprehensive home assessment to diagnose your home. You may even qualify for incentives through the Home Performance with Energy Star program or 0% financing for up to 10 years. So call Tag today, 463-4455. That's 463-4455. Help is just a call away. Call Tag today.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit matrixdirect.com.
Rolling back the frontiers of ignorance. Gary Olding on Central New York's next generation of talk radio. The new 105.9 FM, the Big Talker.
Hey, welcome, folks. Glad to have you with us. Glad to be with you. And we're looking at 83 degrees outside at 5:55. Anne-Marie Burkle joins us. Lisa Bang Jensen is going to be with us. New York City payroll for 2009. The state of New York, Syracuse. She's got all the numbers. With a little luck, we'll have her in the next segment of the program. But right now, Anne-Marie Burkle. Anne-Marie, welcome back. Glad to have you on.
Thank you, Gary. Always a pleasure to be here.
Charlie Rangel is in trouble. He apparently had some real estate income that he didn't report. Anybody who tries to find a way not to pay tax on their income, I admire them. But when you're in charge of writing the rules and you keep arguing that the rich should pay more and you don't pay, that's pretty irritating. And if I'm not mistaken, Dan Maffei worked with Charlie Rangel.
Dan Maffei did work for Charlie Rangel for a number of years, and we issued a press release last week asking the congressman to distance himself from Charlie Rangel and to ask for Charlie Rangel to resign, because it really isn't in the best interest of this country to have this huge distraction going on when we have so many other more pressing issues. And as you know, Congressman R. Curry did that, and several other freshman Democrats asked for Charlie Rangel to resign. We also thought it appropriate that the congressman return the $82,000 that came to him through Charlie Rangel's tax and various other methods, however he got his money. But he's not going to do that either. Many of the other Democratic congressmen returned those refunds and made those refunds back to charities and or returned the money to Congressman Rangel. But Dan Maffei is unwilling to do that. And I think the most important part about that is first of all, he was silent on the issue for so long. And he really does owe it to the people who live here to come forth and say, look, I don't agree with this behavior, and in order to show and demonstrate that, I'm going to return this money either to a charity or back to Charlie Rangel, and I'm going to ask him to step down in the best interest of our country. And he didn't do any of that until we issued the press release, and then he made some comments, but didn't do any of those three things. So it'll be interesting to see. It's very unfortunate of the situation, but it is a huge distraction given what's going on in our country and the other certainly more pressing issues we need to look at.
Just the hubris of being the party that keeps screaming, we have to tax the rich, we got to tax the rich, they got to pay more, and here you find out the guy's a millionaire who's cutting back by not paying his taxes. He wants to make sure we pay ours, but he's not paying his.
He's not paying his. Well, and the other issue with that is Nancy Pelosi promised us that she would drain the swamp and we would have an open and honest administration. And I see, it doesn't seem that way between Charlie Rangel and Maxine Waters. It just doesn't seem that that's what's going on in Washington. And I think that goes to why so many Americans distrust Washington, because it's not open and it's not transparent and it's not an honest way for the government to be behaving.
Well, Democrats would say that they are draining the swamp and that they are allowing these cases to come forward and to challenge these sitting legislators. I don't know which way to go with this. All I know is the guy didn't pay his taxes and promised that and tries to raise taxes on everybody else. So I find that pretty offensive. Anyway, we are out of time for this hour. Anne Marie Burkle, give me your website.
www.burkleforcongress.com. That's BUERKLE, burkleforcongress.com. And I would invite all your listeners to check it out, and you can see where I stand on the issues and become a volunteer and become a part of our campaign. We'd love to have you.
Sounds like a deal. Anne Marie